Finally, a snake is caught, and they're confessing everything they did behind your back. The name is. My dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. Angel says this message is for you. You didn't find it, it found you. And not by accident. The wind of my spirit carried these words to you because your soul has been crying silently for answers, and heaven cannot ignore what you've whispered in the dark. You have been betrayed, and I saw it all. The ones who sat at your table were not all friends. The ones who called you family were not all loyal. The ones who swore to protect you were quietly plotting your downfall with the softest smiles and the calmest voices. But finally, a snake is caught, and they're confessing everything they did behind your back. And I will not let this moment pass without unveiling what has been hidden from your sight. You have carried the burden of confusion. You felt it in your spirit, but you doubted your intuition. You noticed the shift in their tone. You sensed the coldness behind their warm words. You heard the silence grow louder every time you stepped into the room. You tried to convince yourself that it was just in your head. But it wasn't. It was real. And I, the Lord your God, have now exposed what you were never supposed to carry alone. There is someone who used your name in conversations meant to destroy you. They used what you shared in confidence and twisted it into lies. They took your kindness and painted it as weakness. They replayed your vulnerable moments like entertainment for others, never once defending your soul. But I tell you today, their mouths have been stopped. Their web of deceit is unraveling, thread by thread. And the confession is not only beginning, it is unstoppable. I warned them in dreams. I pulled them aside with chances to repent. I softened their hearts, and they hardened them again. So now, their tongues are betraying them. They are confessing, not out of guilt, but because I have forced the light to shine into their darkness. One by one, the people they convinced are waking up. The scales are falling off the eyes of the ones who once believed their lies. And you, my child, will be vindicated without needing to defend yourself. There is a woman whose hands are not clean. She laughed with you, sat beside you, shared meals with you, yet planted seeds of distrust around your name. She played the victim when you tried to hold her accountable. She smiled when you struggled and secretly celebrated your tears. She is the one. Finally, God is exposing this woman. Open it now before she tries to rewrite the story again. This message is being carried by angels. It is not just a warning, it is a comfort. You have not lost your mind. You have not imagined the betrayal. You were not too sensitive. You were discerning. I gave you those dreams. I stirred your spirit. I made you uncomfortable in their presence for a reason. And now, I confirm what you already knew deep down, they were never for you. But listen, my child. This exposure is not to stir bitterness in your heart. It is to bring healing. I am not showing you these truths to provoke anger. I am showing them so you can finally let go of false attachments. You have mourned relationships that were never pure. You have cried over loyalty that was never returned. You have carried guilt for walking away from people who were harming your spirit. But now, you are free. You have no idea how many blessings were delayed because of the snakes that slithered beside you. You prayed for open doors while holding hands with those who were secretly building walls. You asked for increase while being surrounded by silent saboteurs. But I am shifting your circle now. The confession of the snake is just the beginning. There are more who will be exposed. Some will confess with their mouths. Others with their silence. But one thing is certain, you will never walk in confusion again. I am the God of justice. And justice is not revenge. It is restoration. You will be restored. Your name will be cleared. Your peace will return. And the tears you cried in secret will become testimonies shouted in daylight. You will see the people who walked away regret what they believed. You will see the one who betrayed you try to return, but not all who leave should be allowed back. There is someone watching you now. They know what they did. They are watching to see if you will rise again, and you will. But they will not be part of your rising. I am cutting the cords. I am silencing the serpents. I am removing access from those who used proximity to poison your soul. The woman who smiled while stealing your peace is now facing my judgment. Her name will no longer be entangled with yours. Her lies will choke on their own breath. And the people she turned against you will soon come back in repentance. You are not alone. You were never alone. Every time you cried, I caught your tears. Every time your heart broke, I was there, holding the pieces. I let the exposure come slowly, not because I was ignoring you, but because I was protecting you from the full weight of betrayal. But now you are stronger. Now you are ready to know the truth. And the truth is this: you were surrounded by actors wearing masks of concern, cloaked in the language of care, but driven by envy and deceit. But I am your defender. And no lie formed against you shall prosper. I am raising you higher now. That's why the shaking is happening. That's why the confession is spilling. That's why people are having dreams and waking up in guilt. They remember the things they said. They remember the games they played. They remember the way they watched you suffer and said nothing. And now they are haunted, not by you, but by conviction. There is a man involved. He listened to the lies. He entertained the whispers. He began to look at you differently because of what was said in secret. He never asked you for the truth. He chose the story that comforted his bias. But I am dealing with him now. His heart is restless. His spirit is uneasy. He is realizing that what he believed was not truth, but performance. And he will return. Not to love you, but to confess. Do not open every door. Not every apology is an invitation to reconnect. Some apologies are simply confirmations that I was right to separate you. You are not obligated to restore every bridge. Some bridges were burned by me. I am exposing the snake not to shame you, but to shift you. You needed to see it. You needed to know. Because where I am taking you, only truth can survive. No more pretending. No more explaining. No more defending yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. This season is sacred. And the only voices around you will be those that speak life. Someone you love deeply knelt down and cried last night, because they remembered what they allowed to happen to you. Their family told them you were the problem. That you were too much. That you were not deserving. And they listened. But now, they are weeping, because the truth has come like thunder in their sleep. I am speaking to them. I am breaking the grip of deception. And they will come to you. Not to fix the past, but to acknowledge it. Forgiveness will be your strength. But boundaries will be your sword. Love does not mean access. Peace does not require proximity. You can forgive the snake and still walk away. I am not asking you to be a doormat for deception. I am asking you to be free. The confession will grow louder. One by one, they will speak. Some in shame. Some in arrogance. Some with tears. Others with indifference. But every tongue will be used to restore what they tried to destroy. You will not need to lift a hand. Just stay still. Just keep trusting. I am handling it. There is more. A group of 3 were involved. They shared screenshots. They manipulated timelines. They took your silence as consent. They laughed at your delay. But I have written their names in my ledger, and justice will visit each one. They will no longer feel comfortable when your name is mentioned. Conviction will sit in the room. And you will rise above them without bitterness. The person she intends to lie to is already dreaming about you. I have entered their sleep. They are waking up suspicious. They are watching her words with new eyes. Truth is invading every lie she ever told. And soon, even she will be silenced by her own exposure. I am the God of vindication. I will not let your pain go unseen. I will not let your name be dragged without lifting you higher. You have passed the test of silence. You have endured the weight of false narratives. And now, I will reward you openly. Every snake that slithered near your destiny will be caught. Every whisper that tried to strangle your identity will be silenced. Every person who played both sides will find themselves without favor. I am not just exposing. I am elevating. This is your time. You are not crazy. You are not dramatic. You are not too sensitive. You are chosen. You are wise. You are awakened. And the ones who mocked you will watch you soar. Their confessions have begun. And you will not miss one word. I will make sure they are spoken where they must be heard. And you will walk in the fullness of your calling, free from the chains of deception. This message is for you. You are seen. You are safe. You are shielded. Now go forward, and never look back. This is a message for you. There comes a moment in the life of every soul when time stands still, and the spirit hears something louder than thunder, quieter than wind, but deeper than any sound ever heard before. That is this moment. You didn't stumble across this message. You were led here. Carried, in fact, by something unseen, because your name has been echoing in the halls of heaven. You are known. You are seen. You are chosen. And now, the time for hiding is over. Finally, a snake is caught, and they're confessing everything they did behind your back. Yes, it has begun. What was twisted in whispers is now being untangled in truth. The masks are falling off. The lies are suffocating under their own weight. And every secret that tried to strangle your purpose is unraveling by the breath of justice. You may not have seen it yet, but the unraveling has already started. This message is not just poetry, it's prophecy. It's the divine hand reaching through time to touch your chest and remind you, the story is not over. In fact, the real story, the one that cannot be stolen, silenced, or erased, is just beginning. All the tears you've cried, they were never wasted. They were planted. And now, heaven is watering them with truth, and a harvest is coming that will silence every lie spoken in shadows. The snake that slithered through your trust, the one who thought you'd never find out, the one who smiled in your face and stole from your spirit, they have been found. What they tried to bury is now erupting. What they thought would never be seen has been recorded by the heavens. And now, they are speaking. Not because they want to, but because they have no choice. The weight of the truth is too heavy to carry silently. The ground beneath them trembles with the urgency of what must be revealed. You felt the shift, didn't you? Something in your chest lately has been stirring. An ache, a pull, a sudden knowing that something was about to be exposed. That wasn't anxiety. That was divine preparation. Your soul was being warned ahead of time because the veil is being ripped down. Those who tried to rewrite your story in ink stained with betrayal are being forced to rewrite their own in truth. You are not crazy for what you sensed. You were right. Your intuition is not broken, it's blessed. You didn't imagine the tension, the strange silence, the sudden turning of people. You felt something because something was happening. But heaven didn't let you see it all at once, because if you had, your heart would have broken in a way that even angels would weep for. But now that your spirit has been strengthened, now that your feet have stood long enough in the fire, now the curtains are being pulled back. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. This snake, they've tried to apologize in silence. They've cried in secret. But the confession must come to light. You will hear the words. The phone call, the message, the face-to-face moment. It's coming. And when it does, don't tremble. Don't shake. Stand in who you are. You don't need revenge when revelation speaks louder than vengeance. Let truth do the work. Let justice flow like a river. Let your peace speak for you. I saw it all. Every word spoken behind your back. Every plan that was formed without your knowledge. Every time they smiled at you while hiding a blade of betrayal in their hand. I did not turn away. I recorded every moment. I weighed every motive. And I am not blind to injustice. I am not deaf to the cries of my children. And now, I have declared, it is enough. No more hiding. No more deceiving. The snake is caught. And it is time to speak. You may not understand why you had to go through what you did. But listen, sometimes, divine protection looks like betrayal. Sometimes, the ones who leave you are removed because they were never meant to go where you're headed. What was meant to break you actually built your discernment. What tried to confuse you only clarified your vision. What was meant to delay you only rerouted you into divine alignment. There's someone watching your life right now who knows they mishandled you. They knew you were rare. They knew your heart was sincere. But they took it for granted. And now, the same voice they mocked in private is being honored in places they'll never reach. You've been elevated while they were plotting. You've been blessed while they were busy building illusions. You have no idea how many things tried to stop you, but none of them worked. Because grace guarded your story. There's a knock coming. A message. A confession. A reveal. You will hear what they did. And it may shock you. But you won't be broken by it. You'll be empowered. Because when truth comes out, power comes back to the one it was stolen from. And that power is returning to you now. They laughed once. But now, their laughter has turned into silence. They were confident that their secrets would never surface. But heaven has a way of shaking what cannot stand. and everything they built in lies is crumbling. You don't have to seek revenge. Heaven is taking care of it all. You just have to stay faithful. This season you're walking into, it's unlike anything you've known. The doors that are opening are drenched in glory. The names being whispered in rooms you haven't entered are yours. The blessings that were delayed are about to chase you down like wild rain. This is not hype. This is the sound of prophecy unfolding in real time. You have been through enough. You have stood through betrayal. You have wept in secret. You have wrestled with the silence of God. But not anymore. The answers are coming. The apologies are on their way. The truth is being published in spiritual headlines. You won't have to say a word to defend yourself. The facts will speak. The exposure will come not by your doing, but by heaven's. And those who doubted you will stand amazed at how accurate your discernment truly was. They called it paranoia. But now, it's called truth. Watch how things shift now. Watch how certain people disappear. How new people show up. How blocked conversations reopen. How your name starts to come up again, but this time, with reverence. The same people who tried to silence you are about to seek your voice. But you will know how to move now. You will not walk blindly. You have clarity now. And with clarity comes power. You are not who they thought you were. You're stronger. You're wiser. You're protected. And your steps are anointed. Don't rush the confrontation. Let it come naturally. When they confess, just listen. You don't need to validate their guilt. Let the silence teach them. Let your strength be your answer. Let your grace be your glory. They expect you to explode, but you will shine instead. You will stand tall. Because that's who you are. There is an inheritance coming to you. Not just material, but spiritual. Peace that surpasses understanding. Restoration that heals beyond logic. Favor that doesn't make sense. This is not a reward, it's a fulfillment. A completion. A divine response to your endurance. Everything hidden is being revealed. And everything stolen is being returned. You won't have to search for the truth, it's coming to find you. They thought you forgot. But you remembered in silence. And now the heavens are confirming what your heart always knew. Finally, a snake is caught, and they're confessing everything they did behind your back. Get ready. The truth is walking in. And it's coming to set you free.